Welcome to ETP training video. This is the training video for our 1 kl ETP and how we'll run this plant and how we'll maintain and what is the periodic maintenance of this plant. I'll give you training on this video. Okay. So this is the overview of our plant. This is the panel. These are the two filters and there will be 3 pumps. So these are the instruments are there. For that we have to run through this panel. So there is one main switch is there. So whenever we have to run the plant, first you have to on this main switch. Okay. Once you switch on the switch, there will be one light, and then after you can run these 5 switches. Okay. So these 5 switches are for different purposes, for different pumps. Okay. I will show you how to run and what are the switches for what. Okay. Before that, we'll check the tanks, how water is coming and how the flow is. Okay. So you can check this is the wastewater line coming from this hospital and it will go to this first tank and water will come to here, this tank. Okay. So in this tank what will happen, water will come here. This is the screening tank, first screening tank. In this screening tank all the solid wastage like your polythene or any paper or anything, it will be removed here. From here water will go to these 2 tanks. These 2 tanks are oil and grease tanks. Okay. So in these 2 tanks oil and grease will remove and water will pass through these 3 tanks and it will come to this first tank. This first tank is called your collection tank. Okay. Here water will store here. Okay. And from this collection tank we have to move water to next tank by the help of this pump. This is the first pump and it is called collection pump. This pump is used basically from collection tank to aeration tank. And this tank is called aeration tank. The next tank you can see. And to shift the water to there, we are using this pump. This pump is called collection pump, and we can run by on from panel. Okay, there is a switch from panel. So I will on after completion. So when water comes to here, there is one air blower is here. You can see this air blower we have inserted in water. So it is not visible, but it is inside. Okay. So it will mix air with water by the help of this air blower. And we have to on the blower from there. Whenever we are shifting the water from collection tank to aeration tank, that time we have to on this blower. Okay. So to on this blower, there are one system is there in panel. There are 2 things you have to look after. Look, sorry, you have to look after. So this switch you have to on first. Then after there is one black switch is there. Whenever you are switch on the blower and starting the blower, you have to on this one. Okay. Once the blower started, you have to off this one. You have to run only in starting time for 1 minute. Then after you have to off and it will start. This is only for starting. Okay. Then after what will happen? You have to run this collection pump. Come to here. You can see little mixing will be there. So air mixing will be there. After mixing, what will happen? Water will go to this tank, next tank, that is called secondary slush tank. Whenever you are running this blower, that time you have to running this collection pump. Water will come to here and it will mix here and it will come to this tank. This is called secondary slush tank. What will happen here? Here the sludge will be removed from this water and it will settle here and the water will go to your next tank. This is called filter tank. From filter tank we will take water to filters. Okay. So you can see there are 2 filters. One pump is there, that is called filter pump, and from this tank water will go to these filters by the help of this filter pump. You can see there are 2 filters. This is called your pressure sand filter and this will called carbon filter. So water will come through this pump to this filter and it will go to outside. Okay. So whenever running this filter pump, you have to run this dosing pump. It will add chemical here. Okay. And water will go outside. So there are 2 things. Finally you can see there are last 2 tanks. This tank is for sludge and this tank is for treated water. Whenever you want to store, you can open this line. Okay. Whenever you want to take outside the water, then you can close it. So water will go outside and it will off. Whenever you want to this tank, you open it and water will come to here. And this is the sludge tank. When the sludge is settled, this secondary settling tank, we have to run this pump. This pump is called sludge pump. Okay, so from sludge pump the sludge will come to here and it will store here. So you have to run whenever the sludge is settled. You can see in this SST tank, secondary tank, once the sludge is there, you can remove by this pump. So basically you can have a look. There are 3 pumps. This is collection pump, that is filter pump, and this is air blower, and these are 2 filters, and this is dosing pump. Okay, so I will tell you one more thing regarding this filter. So in their filter there are 2 things. You can see 1 input, 2 outputs. You can see. So here our water will go to filter by the help of this input, and it will go out by this tooth. Okay, this one is for washing output, this one for filter output. So whenever we are doing for filter, we have to hold this knob in your filter position. You can see it is written there filter. Okay, so whenever we want to wash, then what we have to do, we have to hold this knob and we have to rotate it and we have to fix it in wash. Then wash will happen. So in wash condition the water will come this side. This is the wash pipeline and that is filter. Whenever we have to filter, we have to again hold it and we will move it to filter. So once it is going to filter, the water will go to next filter. Same thing we can do for washing in that second filter. Okay, so regularly we have to do this wash. Whenever you need, you can do by observing that water is coming slow or there is dirty water. In that case you have to clean. It depends upon your use. So basically this is the plan, and you can see the filter output. We will run the filter, and same thing on dosing pump we will run. So we'll have a look about filter and how dosing pump is working. I will show you. So in dosing pump, this rotatory switch is there. Okay, so you can off it by rotating to left side anti-clockwise, and you can on by here. Whenever it is in 100, it will give 6 liter per hour chemical in the pipeline. It will add. Okay, whenever it is 50%, it will add 3 liter per hour chemical. This drum is designed for your chlorine chemicals. Okay, it will add the chemical for disinfection, and you have to run according to your requirement. You can adjust it. So whenever you are running the dosing pump, you have to on this filter pump. Simultaneously, same 2 pumps has to be run. Okay, and I will show you where you have to add chemicals. You can add chemicals in this aeration tank. It will mix the chemicals in this tank and it will process. Okay, so this is the overview, and this is the panel overview. All the switches are there. If anything happens, it will automatically off. So all the MCs are there, and after completion you can switch off this plant. Okay, thank you. Namaste.